All right, welcome to Weekend Series Preview, the Vanderbilt game with Chad Smith and Stephen Willis. I am here to brighten your weekend. We're going to bring you hopefully a little bit of good news. But before we get started, I do want to tell you about the Vault Society. That's a major push of the Ole Miss Athletics Foundation. To be in the Vault Society, it's a 5-year commitment of support. Membership starts at $5K a year, and there's a benefit chart on the site. We'll give you that site in just a second. All gifts to Ole Miss between now and June 30th receive triple points. Red points are non-deductible and go towards priority seatings. Blue points are 90% tax deductible and go towards parking and non-home ticketed games. That's a pretty big one on Labor Day. That would be bowl games, postseason, and neutral site. That is give2athletics.com, the Vault Society, give2athletics.com. I also want to tell you about the rebelwalk.com. It's a great company over there. They provide a subscription level service for no money. All that you have to invest is your time, and they have a huge staff over there, probably the largest that cover Ole Miss, talking about all the sports. And you can go there and learn all that you want to learn about Ole Miss sports in a completely fun way. You can be in and out in 30 minutes, do all that, and you're completely done. That's the rebelwalk.com, the rebelwalk.com. Anyway, like I said before, I'm here with Chad Smith to talk about the weekend preview. Big Vanderbilt series. Chad, what do we need to know going into this series?
Wow. Well, first of all, let me tell you this. This is going to be a challenge. This is an uphill challenge all the way for Ole Miss this week. And Vanderbilt deserves to be in the top five. They are a very complete team, from power to power hitting to power pitching to these guys can throw everything at you. So this is going to be an uphill climb for us.
Okay. And obviously, we get the news this week of the injury to Gunnar Hoagland and all that. That's tough to deal with. How is that going to affect the Ole Miss rotation?
So what that has done is, Bianco came out last night after the game against Arkansas Little Rock, and announced that we are going to put move Doug Day up until to Friday, excuse me, and then we're going to have Derek Diamond on Saturday. Sunday we'll have Drew McDaniel, of course. So we're going to have to make some adjustments. Going to have to get Doc in there and get a strong game for him. This is going to be something we've got to adapt. But Mike is actually going out there and putting strength against strength, putting Doug against their Friday ace, which is unbelievable.
Well, let's go ahead and get started. Who is their Friday ace? What can we expect?
Absolutely. So this is no secret. If Vanderbilt's starter Friday night is Kumar Rocker. He's got an 11-1 record. The ERA is very low, 2.31, and he's got that power. The power, his fastball, he can get in there consistently at 92 to 95 miles an hour, but he has reached 99 miles an hour at times. That's just that's straight gas. It's very difficult for hitters, especially at this level. They haven't seen those numbers, that speed. So it definitely makes it difficult. And not only that, but he also has from his high 3/4 arm slot. He has the ability to power through the lineup. He can hit 96 miles per hour consistently throughout the game. So he can use that in the first inning. He can go to it in the fourth. And if he goes later into a game, then he can use that in the sixth, seventh, eighth inning. And that's what he did against Michigan in the College World Series a couple of years ago. This is a formidable task, and but I believe the Rebels are up to it. The Rebel offense just needs to come out and attack this consistently. Two more pitches that he has as well. He has a slider that he works very effectively at 82 to 85 miles an hour. And he can also throw a cutter that is high velocity, or it's a plus cutter is what they call it. And it can just be devastating to an offense. So that mixed with the speed, it's going to be a difficult ask.
Two things. First of all, Kumar Rocker is the son of Tracy Rocker, former Ole Miss defensive line coach, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is correct. He's a devout rebel, and wish he would have chosen Ole Miss, but he chose Vanderbilt, and we've seen him in there in the College World Series cheering his son on. He's very involved, and who wouldn't be? You've got to be a fan of these young men.
And the other part of it is me picturing back in the day Kumar Rocker on the mound at the OPC at 10 years old throwing gas.
No kidding. Can you imagine?
Having to step up against that.
80s. Exactly. That'll make you grow up real fast.
All right. What are we looking at on Saturday?
All right. So Saturday, the lineup appears to have changed for Vanderbilt. Al Leiter will not start. He is actually going to be replaced. His replacement is Patrick Riley. Patrick Riley is coming in because Leiter had fatigue his last outing 2 weeks ago, and with that fatigue, Corbin, Vanderbilt's head coach, did not want to risk any injury. So he's going to hold him out again in lieu of Patrick Riley. Patrick Riley has a fastball in the low 90s. He's a fastball, but he also has his curveball as well. He's got a 73 to 76 mile an hour curveball, but he can also throw off speed to change the velocity and change speeds as well. So we've got a little bit more of an opportunity in game 2 to really come out and give Derek Diamond some support. If we get the run support, we should be in that game very easily.
Okay. And moving on to Sunday, what are we looking at?
Sunday, we've got Drew McDaniel. Drew McDaniel, of course, is going to pitch against Chris McIlvaine. McIlvaine's sophomore. He's got a 3/4 arm slot, and he's got a quick release. And he's able to throw that fastball anywhere between 89 to 90 miles an hour. But he can reach back and hit 91 to 92 at times. But his additional pitches are 76 to 79 miles an hour. And 76 to 79 mile an hour curveball. And he's got an 81 mile an hour change. So he's not going to blast you away. He's definitely not a power pitcher, but he can work deep into a game. However, Sundays proved to be the tougher game of the series, game of a weekend series for Vanderbilt this year. So they seem to come back and develop more of that human trait in the ability to make mistakes.
Yeah, that's quite weird. Also, looking into this, I don't care exactly what the fan base is thinking of and how they view this season. This weekend is an excellent audition for next year's weekend rotation.
It is. It's a great audition for not only our rotation in Diamond and McDaniel, but you look at some of the pitching that we have behind them. in our bullpen, middle relief and short relief. Uh, these guys had the opportunity to come out and pitch, show their stuff, show how they can compete in the games against another team, and you just can't substitute that even in fall ball against the same club, your own team, if you will. So Vanderbilt's going to do the same though with McIlvain and with Riley on Saturday as well. He's going to be trying out because in all likelihood, Kumar Rocker is going to get that call from the draft. Probably maybe the first one of the draft. So Kumar Rocker will be moving on, and it'll be a great series to watch the competition in.
Yes. We need to talk a little bit about the Ole Miss bullpen because losing Derek Diamond and Drew McDaniel from it makes an already thin bullpen even more thin. Who needs to step up from that aspect of the pitching staff?
Well, we need everyone to step up. We need Jack Doherty. He's been thrown into a difficult situation, of course, coming in out of the red shirt. We also really need Tyler Myers. We need Austin Miller. I mean, all of these guys that have good experience, have experience in the SEC. We need those guys to step up and actually go in and give us several innings of relief because this is a difficult task. Don't get me wrong. Vanderbilt is an excellent team. However, we need to really batten down the hatches and solidify this bullpen because the middle relief has been our weakness this year. It's been the thorn on our side several series, and hopefully we get back to our winning ways this weekend and actually do really well against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, yes. And before we get into the batting order, I'm just spitballing questions because it's on the brain.
Sure.
How are we looking over the next? What do we need to do over the next 6 games to be a legit hosting candidate?
All right. So what we need, in my estimation, what I'm seeing, and according to some other experts, we're looking at 3 games. We need to take 4 games out of the next 7, the last 7 of the season, and probably at least 1 win out of the tournament.
All right. Looks like Chad dropped
Hey,
off.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but what we need to do is actually take 4 out of that out of the rest of the games in the season, and at least one.
4 games from the rest of the season, and at least 1 game in the SEC tournament is what he is saying. Chad's having a little bit of internet problems at the moment. We're going to get him back in just a second. Hopefully he can come back in. If not, we will shut it off there for the preview. But as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that needs to go down over the next 2 weeks. It's not done and dusted that we're not hosting, but I mean, it's in a position to where the Texas A&M series has made it to where realistically we probably need to win the Vandy series. Now that became a little easier that Jack Leiter is not pitching. Became a little harder since Gunnar Hoagland isn't pitching. So it becomes more of a crapshoot, similar style pitchers against each other that maybe are lesser known. Our former Sunday guys now on Saturday. Drew McDaniel still locking down Sunday. We have an audition essentially for what needs to be done for next year. So you're building, everything about that we talk about on the Palmcast, the other show, is about building the program and following a program and being a fan from a program perspective, not a season perspective. So many people are prisoners of the moment and they don't understand the growth factor to get to whatever's going. The season is an end result type thing of the program. You need to follow from the program perspective. It prevents so many highs, it prevents a little bit of lows, and it's a little bit more even killed following Ole Miss sports. That's what I would recommend. That's how I followed. But we're going to shut this preview down, and hopefully soon. We'll have Chad back next week to talk a little bit about the Georgia series. That's a Thursday through Saturday series, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do for the tournaments and things like that. So for Chad, I'm Steve, and I just want to say, hotty toddy.